lead the break. To the right, Proctor to lay it in. How about the defense for Cooper? Big time for Tyrese!
I'm with two guys who have had a great regular season, Tyrese Proctor, Cooper Flagg. Tyrese and Cooper have done so much for our team and our program. We're gonna go and break down some film for you guys, and these guys are gonna tell you their views and what they see. All right, let's go. So the first thing for Tyrese and Coop, for you guys, just talk about the chemistry, like in huddles and you guys playing together.
Yeah, man, I can speak from my experience. I think this year's been special. It's been such a tight group. I think our huddles have been tight. That's something that we kind of talked about early in the year, of just having great interactions between guys and tight huddles, you know, and just keeping the energy right.
You want to talk about, you guys remember this two-man game you guys had?
Yeah.
Was this Cal? Yeah.
Did Tyrese call for the ball? Or?
I didn't even see it.
Nah, I mean, I think, what happened? They doubled me, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Kick out. But
Coop had it in the post and he just tried to trap him.
All right, this is the next game against Stanford. And why don't you guys talk about this play? You remember this?
yeah, it's just the trust.
Yeah, we
Back
spoke
to
about
him.
this after. Coop had just missed one. I mean, he just missed a three, and then I got it, could have shot it, and I seen him wide open again and made him shoot it again. And went in, thankfully.
What was he a guy that would always shoot these shots?
You said what?
Would he always shoot
Yeah,
these shots?
for sure. I mean, he's open. And I remember I passed it to him. I said, shoot it as well. And then he said,
Yeah, I mean, I just felt that trust, you know, and for him to give it back to me, you know, maybe pass on, he could have maybe shot it, but just to swing it, you know, make the right play, give it to me.
Where do you think
again.
that comes from for you guys, making the extra passes? And what do you think Cooper said right there?
I know what I can't remember exactly, but I remember what he said slightly. But
I think I said,
yeah.
I said I love you. I love you. That's what I said. I love you, Tyrese.
No, I think it just comes from I think it started in the summer, just at summer workouts, every morning shooting together and just building that chemistry, and then just hanging out off the court. And we played together so much throughout the preseason. We sort of can spot each other on the court.
Why don't you explain this one right here, Coop? What are you seeing with Tyrese? Looks like you're seeing him early, coming down the floor, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can kind of see the guy in the backside. They get messed up with the communication. See Man going to kind of set that little screen, but he was just open.
So I have the numbers of who's given who the most shots.
Okay.
You know, the most assists. You guys want to know who has the most assists to each other, or no? You want to guess?
I think I have
You
more
probably
assists
say
to
Coop.
him.
Or
I'd
does
probably
he have
say
more
Coop to
assists
me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna let you guys think.
It's a lot of me finding him in these clips.
Just give it a few more clips. And obviously the way that Tyrese has shot the ball this year and your guys' interactions, man, have been great from day one.
I don't think I could have made
Did
that.
you think he was gonna dunk it?
No.
No.
First game back.
No. Especially not after missing the wide open layup.
All right, so let's talk about this one right here. Starts with your body up, right? Great defense. That's a lot of growth. A lot of growth. All right, how about this one right here?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
he never decides to kick it early, unless it's straight off a rebound. So he'll bring it down to the free throw line, then make his decision whether it's a 2-on-1. And I mean, hit me at the perfect time, and I should have dunked it, but got an and one.
And what I've loved with you guys is the interaction after the play always. You guys are always talking, connecting.
was that a Malik smile?
First one I saw all year. So Tyrese has been a guy that's been scoring from three, driving, mid-range. Let's talk about his drives, you know, with what he's done. Tyrese, you want to talk about some of these plays?
Yeah, I think just my speed and my patience that I've had this year, I think has been the biggest thing that I worked on, and just being confident with one move and just going straight to the rim.
Right.
And then if someone cuts me off, obviously just making a move and changing. But I think just working on my finishes a lot in the summer and just being confident off 2 feet in the paint's been a big thing.
And you've done it playing off your shot and then going both ways, right, left, change of direction, and then playing through contact. You know, you've worked a ton all the time and playing through contact.
Oh my God.
And then obviously playing out a pick and roll with your pace, just right there, slowing down. Why'd you slow down right there?
Just to see what the big was going to do. Because he was sort of in two minds, and having Kaman and Coop especially. Bigs are so worried about going back to the big and
Another
trying
time there.
trying to get a lob.
Great
move.
2 feet.
Great move. And how about your spacing and cutting off the ball? I think this is also an area you've done a great job with, just getting easy ones.
Yeah, I think just my pace. Just having guys that can pass the ball at all positions has been big for us this year. And I mean, I think, you know, a lot of off-ball screens and cuts, just depending on what the defense is doing. Having Malik and Coop and Khan.
I think the thing, just as we're watching and rolling through this, is the change of speed. Like you talked about, your pace, catching eyes on the rim, and the amount of different finishes you've had. Going right, going left, 1 foot, 2 feet, step throughs. All right, so now let's get into some of Coop's drives. All right, let's talk about these. So one, that's a good start for your first game to have one of those, right? Going right downhill. And what's the biggest adjustment you think you've had to make with your drives and attacking the basket?
I would definitely say like the poise and the more off 2 feet, but then just like I think making those reads, like Tyrese talked about, slowing down, playing with Kaman, just reading the big man at all times, really.
Some of these finishes, what do you think, Reese?
I wish I could jump up 2 feet like that. So I think.
But I think that's another example. You talked about your pace, your poise, you know, playing through that resistance, right? And once you say playing against Mason and Malik and Sion and those guys in the summer, you know, have helped you.
It was a great like practice and preparation to just know how someone is going to guard.
How about off ball?
Um,
We couldn't find many of these. We had to look hard at some of your cuts off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a stick guy, you know, off the ball. I like to stick screens, you know, get my teammates open. But when I'm able to slip, you know, I feel like
I think one thing, like this play is a perfect example for you, and you've done such a good job of making quick decisions. You know, and right here, it's either shot drive or pass, and you've set teammates up because of it. You've gone downhill because of it. Right, but the timing of your decision making has gotten a lot better. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
When did we first see it? Louisville.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Became
just
his little trademark.
little one hand, hang on the rim, look at the students. You know, feels pretty good.
You want to talk about this read in here when you get the ball in the paint, what you're looking for? With Kaman behind the defense and we have shooting out there?
Yeah, I think that's like what I said, just reading Kaman and his man. Just, I mean, yeah, like you said, having the shooting, it definitely helps spread the floor. So then it's a read with me and Kaman. If his man steps up, I can throw the lob or just play with poise and get the 2 feet and get fouled.
How about finishing with your left or right hand by the basket?
Oh, I mean, I've always loved going left, finishing with my left. Probably because people always used to force me to go right. So just got comfortable going left, and it always kind of worked. So I feel like I'm just comfortable going both ways.
All right, let's talk about your ability to get different shots off, Reese, and the creativity with it. So talk to us about some of these moves.
I think a lot of it is just reading my defender's hips. Obviously, a lot of guys react to a first move and then try and think ahead and cut you off. But I think just being poised and just really reading what they're giving you, playing off 2 feet, I think is a big thing that Jay had worked on a lot with me, and just getting in the paint, and even if it's just showing the ball, and you know, a lot of guys just jump for no reason, even just showing your eyes. So I think it's a big thing that I worked on, just playing patient, and I mean, it's just one-on-one reps after practice.
Do you think that also is about your change of pace, change of speed?
Yeah, I think change of height's a big one too. Just changing my shoulder levels and being able to attack hips and just create advantages for myself.
And another thing you can touch on as we're watching some of the different coverages we face, right? The one before is drop, this one's switch, and just how you've really attacked it over the course of 3 years.
Yeah, playing with Coop especially and Khan, touch screens that we get and the little short pocket screens that we get, just reacting. It's really, you just really have 2 or 3 options that you talk about, just on the way that they're guarding Cooper. If they're switching, jumping out early, dropping. I think Wake Forest tried to drop and then get back. So it's just reacting to different types of coverages.
Okay, playing out pick and roll. Same thing, these reads, right?
Yeah. As soon as Big Pal gets behind his defender's head, I mean, he's 7'9". He's just throwing it up.
And the thing you guys have done, just the unselfish, the sharing clips, the sharing clips we can show, it's been as good of a passing team that we've had. And another example, Reese, of you passing a Coop for the extra one, and that to me is one of your best passes. That was a great pass over the top there. Put it where only Kaman could get it.
I thought it was going in. If he didn't
I think
touch
it might have.
Yeah.
I think the thing for both of you guys, just as we're watching, just to notice the pace, and you talked about changes. You see, there's another one. You guys got that connection, man. Why don't you guys just talk about this? I mean, we've done this a lot. You guys have done a great job taking it to heart, but maybe explain red zone and just how we've tried to advance the ball and look for early shots.
Yeah, I think just filling our spacing, filling the corners is a huge key, and then just, moving it, kick ahead passes, and then just finding an open man.
Just looking at attacking
the more
first 8 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah, the more you can get the ball down to the corner as fast as possible.
That's a great pass, man. On time, on target. All right, cool. Let's talk about your passing in some of these reads. All right, tell me, one, do you enjoy passing?
Yeah, I definitely like passing. Finding an open man, just making the right play. With our team, it just so many weapons on the court at all time. Like Isaiah brings so much attention running off those screens that it just opens other things up.
I think with our group too, the more you pass, the more open you're gonna get.
Right.
Like, because we have so many shooters and facilitators, the more you pass and have to, help up other people, they start knocking down shots. So then it's just gonna open.
Yes. Every now and then. Every now and then. And for you guys, just why don't you talk about the balance of executing in different game situations, and just like you said the first play of the game, but also just of learning how to play together with our team and a different group, and understanding, all right, one game they're going to play Tyrese like this and deny him in the corner. Other games they're going to send doubles to you, but just understanding how to play versus just running plays all the time.
I think you talk about all the time, just making reads and playing instinctually is a big thing. We can draw up all the X's and O's, but like you said, teams are going to scout, and it just comes down to reads and having trust really with each other.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, just the trust. Like I don't think early on I really knew how to play with Kaman or anybody like him. I hadn't really played with somebody like that before. So I think it just took a little learning and getting used to of having that threat at the rim.
This is a great pass, and for you guys, the movement off the ball, Sion's cut there, the spacing, having a guy like Pat with his hands. Okay, so Tyrese, just talk about two-man game, you and Coop. What read are you looking at here to make you shoot this one?
Yeah, Caleb Love went straight under, and if anyone goes under, it's an automatic shot. And Coop does a good job of I think his angles on his screens are really important for me coming off the screens. And if his man jumps out, then I got to over the top pass to him. If not, it's just a read and a shot for me.
And I would say too, that's a shot that Tyrese makes look easy, but off the bounce, that's a skill that he really has. That's a separator and shooting either direction. All right, how about this one right here?
We practice this all the time. Just getting ahead, and
I think Tyrese was calling.
Yeah, I was calling it.
Like he's supposed to do.
I could see the court sort of mapping out and guys going to their matchups. So I knew if Coop just tried to get downhill, they were all going to gravitate towards him. So I would have had a wide open three.
And then something we've done, we've just stuck with plays. For me, this is one of, if not the biggest play of the year.
Yep.
Your shot, the awareness of time, to get this one off. What do you remember about this play?
The first thing I did was look at the clock. As soon as I think Coop batted it out, right? And then as soon as he batted it, I just looked at the clock and realized there was 1 or 2 seconds. So, I mean, I was comfortable in that range as well and just stuck my follow through.
You can't see me, but I was going crazy over here. And the way, once you say it's the most ready to shoot you've been, just from all different areas.
Yeah, for sure.
Distance, off the bounce, catch and shoot, behind pick and roll.
Yeah, I think just showing my shot has opened up a lot for my game as well. Like you
Off
talked
the
about.
move.
Yeah, just showing my eyes, setups.
Another one off the bounce, right? And the patience and the setup is what gets you these shots. All right, Coop, let's talk about your defense. Let's talk about your versatility, though, on defense and guarding all 5 positions, your on-ball, your off-ball help. Is that something you've always taken pride in?
Yeah, I think it's just, helping my teammates, seeing when I can make plays if guys kind of fall asleep and, think they have an open lane of just trying to come over and make a play.
What's been the area you feel you've made a jump with this season?
I would say my on-ball defense has definitely took a jump and still a long way to go. I think most of these clips that I'm getting blocked are mostly because I'm getting beat on the initial rip or whatever, but just staying with the play, staying competitive, not giving up on anything. Is a big thing. But I think, definitely taking a jump.
You've come a long way, and you're guarding every position and just moving your feet, playing angles, using your size, and then your ability to not give up on plays and weak side protect has been a huge thing for our defense.
You got teched on that.
No, right here.
Right here.
Wait, was it that? Yeah, I think it was that one.
One of the things, just as we're watching, right, these blocks, these steals, Tyrese does a great job of not fouling right there to give you the opportunity to block the shot. But isn't it for you just playing every play?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, just not giving up. It's not always going to be perfect.
And then for us, a big part of our offense has been the block shots and steals and how it translates to offense. And something I know you enjoy getting out in the open court, right? And then your signature, right?
No,
Tyrese, I'm not even gonna talk about
Not his signature.
being able to switch, stay down, move your feet. All right, why don't you talk about this play first?
I think, did I just pick up my 3rd foul?
Yeah,
You did.
I think you did.
And then, so he kind of posted me up. So I was just trying to make a play, get back around him, and do a lazy pass. I got the steal and just pushed it out. I just kind of blacked out and just went up and made a
You
play.
jumped from way too far out. I didn't
Yeah,
see
it
you
just
jump that far.
happened all really fast and just made a play.
One of the best finishes I've seen in Cameron ever. Something I want to mention to make sure people understand what you guys have both done. Tyrese, with your leadership, experience, going through our program and just the impact you've had. I would like Coop to talk about, and then I'm gonna flip it and say one thing about Coop as well. You want to touch on that, just what that's meant to our team, his value of being a leader, experience, what a great teammate he's been.
Yeah,
Just showing up every day.
Yeah, I think ever since we all got here in the summer, Tyrese has been kind of the big bro to especially us freshmen, and I think just being there, a leader for everybody on the team of showing us all the ropes, getting us all settled in, and then on the court wise, just having a strong voice, always having strong body language, and just being that leader that sets the example and leads the way for all of us.
You got anything to add with that? 'Cause I know it's something you've taken pride in.
Yeah, I think obviously knowing, I've been here the longest, and I think the biggest thing that I tried to do in the summer was just try and get everyone to hang out as much as possible and sort of build that relationship, hoping that it would transfer on the court, which I think it has really well. And like you said, I definitely took pride in that after being here the last 2 years. And I think we just got such a great group, and it sort of came naturally. But I think just emphasizing, me, Caleb, and then the old guys, Mace, Sion, guys that have been in college for a little bit, just hanging out all the time and creating those bonds, I think really help us on the court.
One other thing with Tyrese, he's done such a great job. Look, he's gone through way more ups than downs. Way more ups. What he's accomplished in 3 years, the amount of wins and all that. But you've continued to double down on yourself. You continue to never make excuses and always find a way to be successful? Like, where does that come from? And also, I think it's made you a tough competitor. It's made you a tougher player. Just your growth has been incredible, through this time.
I think it started in my junior career, just not winning. I stayed at a club my whole junior career, didn't win. We went Division II, I think, a year, and I think that's where I really started just seeing guys leave all the time, going to the winning clubs and stuff like that, and just, like you said, doubling down, sticking to my work, and really just putting in the work, and I'm trusting myself. I think it's a big thing, and then just allowing everything to come back to me. And I think the big thing is everything happens for a reason, and you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs throughout your career, and I think just sticking to your work's a big thing.
Can we talk about Coop for a second?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Cooper. With I think it's important for people to understand his energy.
Yeah.
Every day as a young guy, and his talk, and the fact that he's thrown himself completely into winning, and that's all that he cares about. Where sometimes that's not always the case necessarily, and just how he's been as a teammate, competitor, and been a guy that's shown up every day.
Yeah, I think it's contagious. I mean, if you get guys like Coop coming in, I think he reminds me a lot like D-Live, just coming in, bringing energy every day, and no matter if he's playing well or playing bad, I think he's just level-headed the whole way, and I think it just picks everyone else up, especially the freshmen, just looking towards him, and I think me and him are, we got to be the rock for the group and always be level-headed, but I think his energy from day one in the summer, and I think it's just contagious for our whole team, especially all the defensive drills I remember in the summer. He was, the most active talker, and just bringing everyone up. It's been really
Has
big
that
for our
surprised
team.
you? Because that's surprised us. How
Yeah,
much
I mean,
during the recruitment, he hardly said a word.
Yeah, I mean, with us, he said a lot. But no, he's been really good for our team.
How about for you? Is your talk always been there that way, or is that something you've had to work on?
Definitely wouldn't say it's always been there, but I think playing AU with Man United and a team like that, where I was kind of always just like the leader, and like everybody was looking to me, and something I had to deal with a lot of, like, if my body language was bad, everyone's body language was gonna suffer, and everybody's look. So it was just always about having a strong look and supporting my teammates, making them feel my confidence in them, just bringing everybody with me. So I think, coming here, it definitely made it a lot easier as well. Of the guys that we came in with, everybody was just made it really easy. Like Tyrese said, we're hanging out in the summer. And those sort of things just make it easy to feel comfortable, feel relaxed, and you can really be yourself. And then you don't really think about what you're saying all the time. You're just kind of talking, letting it flow, and just being in the moment. So I think that's what's really made it easier for me to, be a talker and communicate, and just having trust and having those bonds with all the guys.
Well, both of you guys have done an incredible job, and it's been a special regular season. I know for us, we have a lot more we want to accomplish, but hopefully this gives you guys an inside look at these two and how important they are to our program.
All right, thank you guys for watching the film room with Cooper, Coach Scheyer, and Tyrese. We'll catch you guys next time.